Hello, my diligent and goal-oriented learners. Today, let's talk about the silent partners of your language success, the simple things that often matter more than the thickest grammar book: self-discipline, optimism, confidence, and consistency in your daily practice. We all know that learning a language can sometimes feel like climbing a mountain in the fog, but what keeps you going when the summit is out of sight? Let's step into the story of Julian and Maya to find out. The rain was tapping rhythmically against the window of the small cafe where Julian and Maya met every Saturday. Julian looked at his textbook with a sigh, his shoulders slumped. He had been studying for months, yet he felt as though he were standing still. Maya, his voice heavy with frustration, I don't get it. I put in the hours, I review the vocabulary, but I still feel like I'm failing. Every time I try to speak, my brain just goes blank. I want to be fluent now, not in a year. I'm starting to think it's not for me. Maya, who had always approached language learning with a bright, infectious energy, smiled calmly. She didn't offer a quick fix or a magic secret. Instead, she asked, Julian, do you remember the first time you tried to bake a loaf of bread? Was it perfect? Of course not, he laughed. It was hard as a rock. Exactly. Language is like baking. It requires patience, the right ingredients, and discipline. You can't rush the dough, and you can't rush your brain. You need to calm down. Calm down? Julian asked. Does that mean to stop trying? Not at all, Maya clarified. To calm down means to become more relaxed and less anxious, especially when you are worried or angry. If you study with frustration, your brain will block out the information. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. You have to be in a good mood to learn effectively. Block out? Julian asked. Is that the same as blocking a road? Yes. To block out something means to stop yourself from seeing, hearing, or remembering something. When you are pessimistic, you literally block out the English you're trying to absorb. You have to stay optimistic. Julian looked at his coffee. I know, but it's hard to stay optimistic when I make the same mistakes over and over. I feel like I fell behind the rest of the group. You keep using that word, but it's not a race, Maya said gently. To fall behind means to fail to stay level with others, but you are not competing with anyone. If you feel like you aren't progressing, maybe you need to look back at where you started. Look back at the beginning? Yes. To look back on something means to think about a time in the past. If you look back at your first notebook, I bet you'll be amazed at how far you've come. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. I think I'm just tired of the discipline, Julian admitted. Some days I just want to quit. That's when you need to get through the feeling, Maya replied. To get through a tough time means to finish it successfully, even if it's difficult. Discipline isn't about being a robot. It's about having a routine that supports you even when your motivation is low. It's a habit, like brushing your teeth. They sat in silence for a moment, watching the commuters rush by outside. Maya noticed Julian's notebook was packed with complex charts, but he hadn't touched his speaking practice in weeks. Julian, you're trying to take on too much theory, Maya said, pointing at his notes. You're drowning in rules. You need to simplify. When you have too much, you just want to give up. Give up? Like surrender? Precisely. To give up is to stop trying before you finish. But if you take small, consistent steps, you won't feel the need to surrender. Even 10 minutes of speaking out loud is better than 2 hours of silent reading. Julian began to see the logic. He had been so obsessed with the final goal of fluency that he was missing the joy of the process. He realized that his lack of confidence was the biggest obstacle, not his lack of vocabulary. So, Julian said, his voice a little stronger, How do you stay optimistic on the days when you make zero progress? I look forward to small wins, Maya said. Instead of saying, I'm not fluent, I say, today I learned 3 new ways to use the word get. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you gain. Look forward to, like anticipating something? Exactly. To look forward to means to feel happy and excited about something that is going to happen. If you look forward to your practice, it becomes a reward, not a chore. I think I've been too hard on myself, Julian realized. I should stop trying to show off with big words and just start communicating, even if it's simple. Show off? Maya giggled. Yeah, to try and impress people. That's a great phrasal verb. To show off means to behave in a way that is intended to attract attention and admiration. It's okay to want to be good, but don't let the pressure to be perfect stop you from trying. Just be yourself. Julian opened his notebook again, but this time he didn't look for mistakes. He looked for connections. He saw the phrasal verbs they had discussed as little tools, bricks he could use to build his house of language. Maya, thank you, he said. I think I was so busy worrying about the end of the road that I forgot to walk on the path. That's the spirit, Maya cheered. The road doesn't get shorter by running faster. It gets shorter by walking steadily. Keep your chin up, maintain your routine, and remember that confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. As they finished their coffee, the rain outside started to stop. The sun peeked through the gray clouds, reflecting in the puddles. Julian felt as though the fog in his own mind had lifted too. He wasn't fluent yet, but he was no longer afraid of the process. He had the discipline to stay on track, the optimism to enjoy the small steps, and the confidence to know that he would get there. He stood up, ready for the week ahead. He had his plan: 10 minutes of speaking every morning, reading 1 short story, and, most importantly, being kind to himself if he stumbled. I'm ready to carry on, Julian declared. Carry on? Maya smiled. Yes, continue. They walked out of the cafe, leaving behind the frustration of the past and stepping into a future where every word learned was a victory. They knew the journey would be long, but for the first time, they were enjoying the view. I hope you enjoyed the story and that you will draw practical benefits from today's lesson. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, while optimism is the light that guides you across that bridge. Never lose your spark. Keep your mind positive and remember the proverb: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Stay confident, keep believing in your potential, and continue your progress day by day. Until next time, my wonderful listeners,